All right, Dale Little here with Rescue America Ministries, and I'm going to let you in on a little practice session. I don't know why you want to do that, but I'm going to make it available anyway. I'm working with my electric guitar, my basically a new Telecaster I had gotten recently, and so I'm working on it. That's one thing I'm working on. The other is that I'm working on a song. And actually, the choir here at Unity Baptist Church in Alexander County, just below, just west of Crossroad Grill, we will be doing this song, the choir will, and it will be done correctly at that time. Now, I'm practicing on it to do it at what we call an Easter sunrise service. I prefer to call it the resurrection service. I don't like the term Easter because of the history that's behind it. It's a pagan term, and a lot of the Easter eggs, the Easter bunny, all that stuff come from the pagan Easter. But the resurrection Sunday, the resurrection day came as a result of Jesus Christ, and so that's what I'm celebrating. And some people, they decide because you can't get the dates exactly right, maybe. Then, some argue you can, some argue you can't. Whatever. You can't prove it to me, or nobody has. I'm not really interested in spending that much time delving into it. Because you know what? Jesus loves me. He died for my sins, forgave me of my sins, and I'm on my way to heaven, whether he died on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Now, you may say, I've never heard such things. Jesus died on Friday. Well, there are some good reasons to, think otherwise, but like I say, that's a different story. I'm not here to debate that. Please excuse me a minute. I think I've got a cough drop. But I don't think I can put this iPad on pause either. At any rate, we were not doing a Easter sunrise service, so I decided as president of Rescue America Ministries that we'd do an Easter sunrise service just up the either on the edge of the property here with the church's permission, or on up the road just a little bit. And so it'll be right here. You'll be able to see it here along with the church. I'll be here, and we'll set up. No, I don't think we'll set up a tent or anything. We'll only be here a few minutes. My plan is to start about 6:45 a.m. Sunday morning, and do maybe a couple of songs and read some scripture and comment very, very briefly and go home, and then get ready to come back here at Unity a little bit later. So we hope some of you will do that. If you don't have a church home especially, or if you don't have anybody that's doing an Easter sunrise service, resurrection service, then please come and join us as we celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ and his payment of our sin. And so that's what we're going to do. If you want to stay home and say, well, that's not the right day or whatever, none of that stuff is going to stop me from celebrating the resurrection. Whether it's on the right day or wrong day, it's not going to stop me from celebrating the resurrection. Now, for this song, I tried to do this, started trying it, I think maybe a year or 2 years ago. I don't know. It's one of those I had to put back because I really couldn't get it. And Pastor Tony Wilson decided that we were going to do it with choir this Sunday. And I said, I love that song. And I said, man, I wonder if I can get it back out, if I can do it, somewhere close at sunrise service. So that's what I'm going to try. And so I'm just practicing right now. So that's what I'm going to do. And with my new, I just wanted to see how this. I don't know what I'll do Sunday morning. But I want to see how this telecast was going to work. Gates and doors were barred, all the windows fastened down. Spent the night in sleeplessness, rose at every sound. Half in hopeless sorrow, half in fear the day would find the soldiers breaking through to drag us all away. Just before the sunrise, heard something at the wall. The gate began to rattle, and a voice began to call. Turned to the window and looked down to the street, expecting swords and torches and the sound of soldiers' feet. There was no one there but Mary, so I went to let her in. John stood there beside me as she told us where she'd been. She said they moved him in the night, and none of us know where. The stones have been rolled away, now his body isn't there. We both ran toward the garden, then John ran on ahead. We found the stone and the empty tomb, just the way that Mary said. But the winding sheet they wrapped him in was just an empty shell. And how or where they'd taken him was more than I could tell. Well, something strange had happened there, just what I did not know. John believed a miracle, but I just turned to go. Circumstance and speculation couldn't lift me very high, 'cause I'd seen them crucify him, and I'd watched him die. Back inside the house again, the guilt and anguish came. Everything I'd promised him just added to my shame. When at last that came to choices, I denied I knew his name. Even if he was alive, it would be the same. Suddenly the air was filled with strange and sweet perfume. Light that came from everywhere drove the shadows from the room. Jesus stood before me with his arms held open wide. And I fell down on my knees and just clung to him and cried. He raised me to my feet as I looked into his eyes. Love was shining out from him like sunlight from the sky. Guilt in my confusion disappeared in sweet release. Every fear I'd ever had just melted into peace. He's alive, he's alive, he's alive, and I'm forgiven. Heaven's gates are open wide. I'm having trouble getting my my cords there. I've got a swollen finger. I've torn ligaments in it. Pardon me. Heaven's gates are open wide. He's alive. He's alive. He's alive, and I'm forgiven. Heaven's gates are open wide. He's alive. He's alive. He's alive, and I'm forgiven. Heaven's gates are open wide. He's alive. He's alive. He's alive. He's alive. Yes, he's alive. I know he is alive. He lives right in here. Now, that's not just an expression. That's, for a long time I thought that was just a figure of speech, more or less. Well, the Spirit, I'm with you in spirit, and all this stuff. Well, you're not really, because your spirit's in you right now, and our spirit doesn't go traveling around without our body. Not at this time, anyway. So, at any rate, he's alive because I know he is. He lives within my heart. He's proven himself to me all he needs to. Now, I cannot prove him to you. But he is willing. The God of the universe, the creator of the universe, is willing to let you get to know him. That's right. He is willing to prove himself to you in a sense. Now, he will not play games with you. He won't play your games, and he'll not, they'll go to a point, and he's not going to continue to go to extremes to prove himself when you continue to reject what he's shown you. And that is because that the salvation and his Son Jesus Christ comes by faith, by trusting him, by trusting his word. And you refuse to do that, that's it. There is no heaven for you. There's only one place left, and that's hell. And the only choice for you is to come to him. And you can argue, well, why do I have to go through such a narrow way? I mean, that's not fair. Why can't I come, and different people come different ways? Get this. Before the foundation of the world, God the Father and God the Son got together. Of course, they were together anyway. It's a figure of speech, so don't try to make too much out of that. But they concluded that instead of man having to die for his sins as commanded that they should, that the Son, Jesus Christ, would come, God in the flesh, and be born in a manger on this earth. He'd go to a cross one day. A sinless man would go to the cross and be crucified and resurrected again to pay for our sin debt. Pay a debt we cannot pay. Now, do you realize how horrible crucifixion is? You say, well, there's hundreds and thousands of people, probably that were crucified. Well, that may be true, but there's only one that was crucified and suffered all that agony and pain, plus had the weight of your and my sins on his shoulders during that whole time. Also separated from God, his Father, who had never been separated from before. My God, why have you forsaken me, he said. But it's necessary for you and me. Now, you tell me why he should allow you to decide to go your own way and say, I don't want that. Yeah, good. Yeah, I just don't want to accept that part. I don't want to go that way. I'll go my own way. You tell me why he should even give even thought to allowing you to do such a thing. He won't. There's one way through his son Jesus Christ, and he's fully justified in doing that. So don't try to paint this story that, God is somehow bad by doing that. Now my batteries are just about gone. So Dale Little, come if you can Sunday morning. You're at Rink Dam Road, Taylorsville, North Carolina. About 1540 something. I forget the number of the church building here, and we'll be within sight, just right up the road, and so we will celebrate the resurrection. Welcome anyone and everyone that wants to come and worship with us. And like I say, when we finish, we'll have plenty of time. You'll have time to get breakfast and then get back here at Unity Baptist Church, just right here next door, and then spend the Lord's Day with us in Sunday school and worship service. God bless you. Dale Little, Rescue America Ministries.